All right, we are live. What's up, everyone? Shane Mess here from King Toad Comics with my host, Joe Ball and Matt Burke. And we got some guests. We got Jason and John Hervey. I think that's that right, Hervey?
You said it right. Everyone wants to say Harvey, but it's like it looks. It's Hervey.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. People are like, I'm going to go with Harvey. Screw it.
Yeah.
I didn't even see,
where you guys
I didn't
wanna-
even see it was an E though, man. I didn't see that. Yeah.
Well, because you naturally think Harvey. That's why. You know, there's like
Yeah.
there's 5 of us on the planet that think it may be something other than Harvey. You know.
Yeah, I saw it just like, oh, it's Harvey.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, this idiot can't even spell his own last name. Let me help him out.
It's all right, man. People call me Susan.
Susan.
Hey,
Yeah.
Boy
Oh,
Named
man.
Sue, man. That's a good song. That's a good
Right?
song.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slap me and call me Susan.
My name is Sue. How do you do?
Hey, we already got there's
Cash.
Kino Subway. What's up, Kino?
Hey, what's up, Chris?
Oh, I got you.
Ew.
Sure.
I gotta get with you later. I don't even know who our
Kino
guest is tomorrow
Subway.
night,
Yes.
Kino. Or the morning.
Sure.
The morning roast. All right, so let's go ahead and want to jump into the Magna, the last Pantheon, right? Is that how you say that?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do
Right
that. What
You
I'm
want to?
going to show you guys,
yeah.
you can show the link. It's actually, the campaign has not gone live yet. Going to actually go live on Kino Subway show on Tuesday.
Oh, you gonna be in there tomorrow? Oh, Tuesday.
It'll be Tuesday. I think we're going to.
Cool.
So we'll do that on Tuesday morning. But this is a preview page.
You want to share your screen?
Yeah, well, man, 'cause I always suck at sharing my. This is why I don't even do a show, man. I share it. I can't get the volume to work, and all. It's absurd, dude. My tech skills are so low. It's
That's
a
right.
travesty.
Here I can.
So- If you're able to go into the
Yeah, let me
private
just do
chat, it's the second link.
You guys
but while
talk
you-
amongst yourself. Yeah, you sent me
Yeah.
something, didn't you?
Yeah. So check the private chat. It's the second link. I could also
Your
DM it
preview
to
one?
you. Yeah. Yeah.
You're fine.
So just for a quick overview, in this story, it's in the same world as Black Tiger, but it happens in 1942. And the protagonist, her name is Kari Skogsholm. She finds her world turned upside down when she learns that she's adopted. So in search of her parentage, she ends up going on this pretty epic journey. She starts in the mythic city of Tree City, Idaho, where her parents had migrated to, some 18 years earlier. And she makes her way to Finland, where there is, Germany's in, is in the process of occupying Finland. So it's a hot mess. So you get some elements of history that I always find amazing. Which is amazing and tragic, World War II, and we always, so I think being an American, always kind of really don't think of World War II until Pearl Harbor, but Europe's being ravaged for years before America steps in. So some things like that, and then she ends up in Asgard. Yeah, just kind of tripped and fell into Asgard. So.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a tale. It's a very kind of a high adventure tale. It mixes elements that I love. So some history as well as some mythic elements. So she finds herself in league with the last, basically a conglomerate of like the last gods, the last of the mighty men of old. So it's kind of, I took some free license with Genesis 6 and another book called the Book of Enoch, and just had some fun.
You got kind of load them up.
Okay, cool. And basically you have the Aesir, which is the Norse gods. You got some from that pantheon. You got some Olympians. You got some of the Egyptian pantheon. You got some of the Chinese pantheon, and they're all together. They're basically being terminated. So
Nice.
She comes on the scene. She finds herself in the midst of this, and then she finds herself kind of the linchpin to whether this last group of old gods are going to survive or not. And it's broken into 2 volumes. This is a 75-page volume. The production is already completed. And the next 75 pages is already completed. But I didn't want to, I want, like with Black Tiger, I provided like 172 pages. It was the full story arc. It was the full graphic novel. But with this, and the reason I did it with Black Tiger is that was the first book in the universe. And I really wanted to give people like a fulsome ride. Like, hey, this is, you get a full story arc and you get into the world. With this one, the 75 pages gets you well entrenched into the story, gets you well entrenched into the world, but it leaves you kind of ready for the second book. And just from like a longer term perspective, we're going to run this campaign now, and we're going to fulfill this in March. And then, since production is already complete, and then in Q1, we're going to run the second Black Tiger campaign, which is so we're going to start doing more like 70 pagers, and the production on that is already done. And then after that, we're going to do volume 2 of this in Q2 for Magnus. And so trying to gain a little bit of momentum. So I have a backlog of stuff that I'm producing, and I'm trying to see that if I can get enough momentum where I can basically, as I get more capital, all the money's just going back into more and more production. So I got a little bit of runway. So it's like, depending on how much capital I can get, a kind of like a real runway for production, and just have hopefully a book coming out, I don't know if I can do it on a quarterly basis, but if possible, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome,
Well,
man.
Nice.
Yeah, 3 to 4 times a year. It's tough, obviously, for one guy to juggle all that. But yeah, if you can push out 3 in a year, that's pretty good still.
Yeah. So that's kind of the plan. Well, best laid plans, right, guys?
Yeah, yep.
I saw Frog G in there.
You got a pretty big team on this, right?
Yeah. So in terms of folks that we got on the team, Marcio Abreu, he's the penciler on the interiors. He's done work on Red Sonja and Warlord of Mars, so he kind of has that high adventure kind of feel to him, and that's what I wanted for this book. The covers are by Elizabeth Torque, and it was really cool meeting her because I met her before she started working for the Big Two, so I kind of met her just in time. So she did 2 of the covers, and her brother Eduardo did this one that we're looking at. There's going to be 3 different cover options. And man, honestly, I'm still learning this whole game of how you run these campaigns. I mean, I'm just trying stuff. Like I told you, the first campaign was just the graphic novel. The options were the soft cover and the hard cover. But pretty much the covers themselves were the same. So like I was kind of showing, Jason, this is what the hardcover for that campaign looked like, and the soft cover is just the same, but just soft cover. With this one, since I already have 3 different covers, I wanted to give 3 different options, cover options for the book, and just kind of see where it goes. I'm still, like I said, I'm still kind of, figuring out the best ways to market these things. So I'm definitely up for receiving feedback. Like, hey, John, that's a really dumb idea. Stick with one cover, you idiot.
Actually, I mean, I like one cover. It streamlines it. I don't have to worry about, oh man, I'm going to miss out on this one if I don't back it. So I don't mind the whole one cover thing myself. But
okay, that's good to know. And it's like I just don't want. I want people to feel like when they come away, I feel like they got their money's worth. I don't want people coming away feeling like, darn, I missed something.
It's a beautiful looking book,
Right.
So I can't imagine anyone feeling cheated price wise. I mean, you can tell just from the sample pages there that it's a very, very good looking professional book. It doesn't look like some indie throwaway trash.
I appreciate that, John.
What I personally like about this is I like it when stories they bring in you have a really cool concept already, but then you put it in like World War II. You know what I mean? That adds more to it, kind of like a Guillermo del Toro movie where you have Pan's Labyrinth. It's during the Spanish Civil War.
Right.
And this little girl is going through all this trauma, and she's going and building another world. So you have 2 different things going on. But you look like looks like you have 3 different things going on. I love the werewolf in there, and I think you had Hercules in one of the pictures, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah. He's.
I'm digging this dragon horse thing. It's fucking weird, huh?
Yeah. So I mean,
sounds like a dragon horse.
I mean, kind of like, with the Chinese pantheon, it's not like a unified pantheon like the Aesir. I mean, there's so many snippets of kind of their culture and mythology to pick from and to choose from. So of course went with the Guan Yin, who's like a really big figure in their pantheon, and she plays a big part, in this story. And you saw Heracles, so you're gonna see him. He's a lot different than you may think, but he's one of my favorite characters in the story. And you'll see some figures that from the Aesir and from Egyptian mythology. So it's a fun ride. I mean, if you enjoy mythology, you'll really enjoy it. And even if you don't, you'll still have fun with the story.
Yeah, it looks sick.
So
cool, man.
Yeah. So just tying different events together that occurred in the different pantheons, and then bringing things forward to 1942 and this extraordinary young woman, and then just I think when you get to the end of this volume, you've got your head pretty well, you're pretty well entrenched in the world, and you've got a good idea, and then I think the second volume people will be really happy with. I think I got a few curveballs in there that'll be a lot of fun.
Man, she's getting her back broken in that panel.
Yeah,
she's a tough girl though. She's tougher than she looks.
Yeah, you have like a I don't know if I can play right now. Like I said, we're in a windstorm, so I'm lucky that I can even stream right now. But you have there's like a 10-minute trailer on here. I don't know if that's on the because I know this is like a preview of your campaign. Do you have that 10-minute trailer on the sign up as well? The mailing list, is that on there?
So I have it on the mailing list. There's the first video on the mailing list is the campaign video, and that's like 1.5 minutes. The second video is a 10-minute animatic that myself and 3 other artists put together, and it's based on this comic book. So that was a pretty big venture. Wanted to see what we could do. Using the Adobe Suite, got some awesome people to do some voice work, and man, I mean, it was an undertaking, and it's not an animation. I mean, it's an animatic, so I mean, it's like you're probably getting a couple cells per second, but still, I mean, we did. Oh man, I don't know how many cells that we did for the 10 minutes, how many thousands of cells for the 10 minutes, but it was a good experience, and it just it really made us, kind of appreciate the animation process. For me personally, I love comics. Comics is my favorite medium. It's the first medium. If it wasn't for comics, I probably would have been reading as a kid. But it was just a fun little experiment, but it's just not something at this stage that's sustainable. I mean, you really need a crew if you want to do something like that. You need a hefty crew to put out content like that. But I hope people watch it and enjoy it, though. That's just strictly just for people to enjoy.
I'll have to check that out. That sounds really cool, man.
Yeah, and if you either go to that link, or you can go to my YouTube page, which is at Beyond Time Inc.
You know how I knew this was a CG book? It had a big ass, badass werewolf in it.
There you go.
There are a lot of werewolves kind of floating around CG. Yeah.
I got a werewolf coming too. Might be a few years though.
Yeah.
Malin secretes wolf milk, so I mean.
I know, man.
You got wolves
watching it all over the place.
Out of his teats.
Yeah.
That's why he wears his shirt buttoned all the way to the throat. He doesn't want you to see the
The nipples.
the
Yeah,
8 cat
secretion.
nipples running down his belly.
Seeping
The
milk.
secretion will come out. Yeah.
God,
This
I'm
looks
gonna
cool. though.
vomit just thinking
Yeah.
I
about it.
know.
Sorry, my bad.
I'll tell you though, he's been just a really good dude, really solid dude. I mean, really kind of supportive. With Black Tiger, you know, I was, I guess, newer to kind of the indie comic scene, and I didn't really know much. So I was like hopping in, and it's like, hey, you should check this out. And there's this whole thing, there's CG and blah, blah, and I didn't really know anything about it. So it's like, you know, then a buddy of mine's like, oh man, you shouldn't do that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, why? And he's like, oh man, you know, it's getting all political, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, look, at the end of the day, I love comics. I love to read comics, and I want to hang out with and buy the products of and rub elbows with other folks that love comics. And
Yeah,
let me
and
tell you,
that's
this community is that. This community
Yeah,
is
that's all.
that.
It's all it boils down
You
to.
know?
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, it's really a no-brainer. You know, people just need to, you know, taste and see for yourself, man. That's all I got. That's all I told my friends. You know, one of my friends is like, hey man, he's like, you know, you shouldn't be a part of that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, bro. You know, I'm like, you do what you have to do. You know, I understand. You know, if you feel you can't back me, no hard feelings, man. I got no hard feelings. You know, but at the end of the day,
The funny
you know,
thing,
I
the
found
funny thing
I
for
found
me,
a community. I found a community.
for me, it's kind of funny because I don't have too many comic book friends, so I kind of have to explain CG.
Yeah.
So so yeah, most of the hate, I don't have to come across too much of it. Now, outside of when I first start hiring for a project, that was a different story because like when I first came in, I had a different project I was going to do with a different artist, and then that's when the CG thing hit me because he's like, "Oh, you're part of CG. I'm stepping away from you." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Wow, really?
Yeah,
That dude was a pussy, anyways. Fuck him.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
But don't get me wrong, Shane. I don't have enough people following me to get any hate. So this is just one dude, one friend of mine who's just, you know, he got like 3 people that follow my post, and he's one of them. He was just like, "Hey, dude," you know. I'm just like, "Dude, it's cool." You know, it's cool.
Well, it's the closest
Yeah.
place to where you're going to find normal people that enjoy comic books. Now, there are really no normal people that enjoy comic books, but it's as
Yeah.
close as you're going to get. So
Yeah.
it's the
That's
best
true.
place in that sense. You know, it's if
And
people have weird
it's so
hang-ups
weird getting
about
into this
audience,
because like
go ahead.
well the weird thing is, I mean, Joe, me and you owned a comic book store, right? And we
Yeah,
never
that's
saw
so
this
cool.
kind of weird stuff. It seems like it's all mostly internet trolling more than anything.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I noticed it
I
right
don't
at
know.
the tail end of the second store. I started to see this stuff start to pop up. There was no CG yet, but I mean, I was sending emails
True.
to some of like Matt Hawkins and some other publishers, being like, you know, what's up with your boy Ron Mars, like talking shit to people. I can barely move your books as it is. I just buy them out of loyalty, and we keep them in the store. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want from us here? We can't move your stuff if the guy's name that's on the front of every Top Cow book is a raging lunatic online to every human being that tries to interact with him.
Oh man.
So
we
it
sold
was-
we sold more Funko Pops and Magic the Gathering cards. But every time we get comic books in our comic book store, our sales dropped.
yeah,
Dude.
nobody wanted them. No one's wanted them
Yeah.
since 2013, 14. I mean, the sales have been dropping out.
Yeah.
I went to a Stan Lee store like 2 years ago around that time. It's called Excelsior, and it's over in California somewhere. And the whole wall, both walls of the store, was all Funko Pops. And then there was this little glass podium where Stan Lee would come in and do signatures. And that
Are you
was it, dude.
serious?
Yeah. And I was like,
That was it.
I got a book called Butch Cleaver if you want to check. And I just left, dude. It was crazy.
You're like, exit stage left.
Big old hook.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
Well, Marvel and DC are getting the hit now. So
Oh man. They are getting the business right now.
Oh
You
man.
know,
yeah,
You can't. You
DC
can't.
is an absolute mess. I mean, I'm not happy about it. Like some people confuse I told you so as being happy about it. It's like, no, I
Yeah.
love DC Comics. That was my company growing up.
Right.
But you know, until my teens, and then I found Top Cow. But you know, these publishers are all getting exactly what they deserve. I'm not happy about it, but I also have zero sympathy for any of them.
You can't save them. You know what I mean? It's like Batman at the end of Batman Begins. You know, can't save them.
Yeah, they have to. You know, sometimes you got to let things burn down so you can rebuild it better. So that's how I feel about it. DC and Marvel are just black mold inside of a gross house.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate too.
It is because they had long lineage and they didn't respect it.
Well, you know, and I think for me, you know, when you get to a place when you've realized that you are a lot more invested and care more about their characters than they do,
yeah,
you know, then you know you're in a problematic place at that point, you know. And one of the things I appreciate, I mean, for me, I don't really cry about it because I just my dollars are going towards indie books, you know. So it's like, you know, if you're buying the books and you're complaining about them, then vote with your dollars. Right. That's all I can say. Just vote with your dollars. You know, there's a lot of great indie books out here by people who care about and love their product. You know, get into that, man. You know, get into something that's positive. Get into somebody that actually loves what they're doing. Get into somebody that's making something that's cool. You know, and don't, you know, don't be salty about, you know, what they're deciding to do with their books. I mean, 'cause, I mean, as much as I don't like it, at the end of the day, you know, throughout time, I mean, they have recreated their characters. I mean, the Batman that I love and the Superman that I love, they weren't the original incarnations of those characters. So for me, it was just real simple. I'm like, you know, there was a run there in the 80s and 90s, and those were my guys. Those were my books, and those were my Marvel books, and I'm fine with that. That was that. You know, the tough part was as it changed and realizing that, you know, the love was gone, that we no longer had a relationship. That was the tough part. But then I let it go.
It's not it's not me. It's not you, Marvel. It's me.
Yeah,
sorry.
Exactly. Even though which means it's you. You know, but yeah, that's what, you know, it's like, yeah, exactly. No, you know, sorry, I'm the one that changed. You know.
Exactly. Gotta peace out, man.
I don't want to catch herpes from you, Marvel. Sorry.
On my fingers, finger herpes.
Yeah. I know.
Through these.
It's like, need soap.
No. I mean, they really are the whore of comic books. They flood the shelves with, you know, 40 titles a month, and then there's 40 covers for half those titles. They're the dirty, rotten, nasty hooker of comic books.
You don't need 8 variant covers for issue 423. You know, there's no reason for it. It doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy, man. And then if you go in a store, you know, you could be like, hey, can I just like hang my book from the ceiling on a fish hook? And it could just go like that. No, you can't do that. It's like, oh, okay. And there's just so many books, you know what I mean? Oh, and the thing about independent creators and CG, you know, that you can see the love dripping from their work, like this book right here, Absolute. Oh, thank you. Look at the cover right there.
Yeah, look at that. Absolute is absolutely beautiful.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's page 9 right there.
Nice.
Alien sitting in the chair. Yeah.
I backed Jason. I didn't realize it was going to come from him.
Thank you.
So
thank you very much.
I was like, I'm not getting squeezed out.
I need it today. I think.
Yeah, man, Jason. Jason hooks you up too, man. I got like there's like a patch. I think you got 2-3 stickers, 2 trading cards, personal little sketch thing, whole bunch of shit, man. I was like, damn, a lot of cool shit.
Screwdriver kit.
I mean, you know, you got to assemble the bookshelves. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Nice.
You know?
I haven't even opened it yet.
Did you get?
I'm saving it. I don't want to dox myself too hard, but yeah, it's coming. Thank you.
Nice, man. Well, thank you for backing, by the way. Thank you. Appreciate that. But yeah, it's been a fun one, man.
Yeah, I really like the.
It's been interesting. Yeah, dude, thank you. And I heard you ask the question. I did the colors. I did everything except for the edits, obviously, but the colors and everything I did. So yeah, that was colored by me. So because you asked, like, I don't know who did the colors on this. I'm like, oh, that was me. I was answering you, even though you couldn't hear me. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Now, I printed those. Those are where I work. We also do stickers as well as like transfers for shirts and all that other jazz. But if people don't like those stickers, I'm gonna go to like probably Sticker Mule. Then I guess the feedback's gonna be. But
Gotcha.
like I don't know how they're gonna like the adhesive to it. Yeah,
That's cool.
that was
I'll
a
sticker.
That's awesome.
fun one.
That's badass.
I skip Sticker
Nice.
Mule and go right to Drug
Yeah,
Mule.
I like those guys. But
Hey, drug mule.
they're handy too. They're handy too. Yeah, I mean they're a little dangerous, but
Mule.
they're nice.
It's some
Mules, too.
12-year-old in Jersey.
Mules matter.
Actually, I do know a comic book creator. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, you're all good, man. You go ahead.
I was just going to throw a factoid in. I do know a comic book creator. I want to get on the show at some point. And it just clicked a memory in my brain. When he was 12, he was, in fact, a drug mule in New Jersey.
Damn.
like crawled through like pipes and stuff you see near construction sites with backpacks full of stuff. He was an adopted kid, so he didn't really have the
That's
best
pretty funny.
upbringing, but he's still a very cool guy, a former Marine, all that stuff. So very
Agreed.
interesting life.
I love all the
CG has some
panels right there.
characters, that's for sure. Yeah, but yeah, that's
This
a
one?
24 panel page action sequence.
Hell yeah.
I
I love that, dude.
It was definitely very challenging to do, and
Yeah.
yeah, thanks. Yeah, I wanted to challenge myself. I won't be doing that again, but I wanted to challenge myself because that was labor intensive.
Very labor.
Well,
Coming up with right angles and maybe focus on to make it stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's good,
It was
good graphic
tedious.
design though.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm always a big fan of choreography, man.
Me too.
I like that.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
Well, it's funny because Matt, you kind of have a
Yeah,
page in your
that's
book
it.
that has
And
this
it
going
was so
on, right?
tricky to do. Like I said, have it flow right. Keep your. What's up?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I think I'm on a
one.
delay.
Yeah, I'm trying to put a page in every book like that. At least one. That's my goal.
Oh, I'm robot.
Oh,
Yeah, you're fading in and out on us.
I'm roboting. No.
We're
Hello.
losing him. No. Come back to the light.
Hello. Is it me?
Well, you can't trust Decepticons.
see
I
it
mean,
in
this
your
is a fact of life.
yeah, that's a given.
How do you know I'm not an Autobot? How do you know I'm not an Autobot?
Because
offended.
despite my love of Transformers, we all know it's a fact that all robots are evil. So
Yeah.
Okay, you
Singularity.
got me there.
yeah,
Yeah.
You got me there.
15
Yeah, the
more.
Autobots are
So, yeah.
they're an anomaly.
But yeah, this I have 3 covers technically. There is a sketch cover, blank sketch cover. You could either get it blank or like a surprise little thing I did like the last couple weeks of the campaign.
Oh, I must have missed that one.
But yeah, this was fun, man. And I just set up the pre-launch for it too. So
Nice.
And that's still pretty good. Like for $30, you get both the covers.
That's
You
awesome.
get 2 covers, and like I say, you get tons of crap.
That's really good.
Yeah.
now that's what I call a deal.
Yeah. Deal and a half right there.
Wow.
What a bother.
I see a bunch of stuff
Hell yeah.
floating around in there.
hey,
Oh man, you got a lot of swag in there.
Dude.
bunch of crap.
One of his backers, dude, like, oh my God.
crap.
I seen on Twitter, it just filled up his whole bed with all the stuff that Jason put in there.
Really?
Oh man. He's like, hey, try to try to beat this. I was like, goddamn, there's so much stuff in there. There's all this beautiful art he's putting into the world. Yeah.
Jason, show us the custom hubcaps, the absolute special edition spinners.
Oh, those are still in the works in the garage. I got a couple Hispanics working on it right now because they're good for low riders.
Spinners, huh?
Chipping away at it. Yeah, you got them spinners. You know.
Yeah.
They're looking good, man.
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was a good campaign, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Book 2 is already halfway done, so
Okay.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
That's
How
what's
far
up.
are you going to get in production before you launch a campaign for that?
Oh, I'm gonna have it done. I'm gonna finish before I really launch the campaign.
Okay.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I don't like at most maybe 90% done. I don't really like going into a campaign without having it pretty much done, because that way you could focus on that campaigning, you know, generating the audience and interactions and going on all these streams. That's work. Doing all this crap is work. So
Yeah, it
and
is,
I have
man.
limited time
Yeah.
windows to actually do stuff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the truth, man.
But that 90% wiggle room where they can immerse themselves into the project with you, that's paramount as well.
Yeah, I wasn't really gonna.
Yeah.
I didn't have
it.
intentions. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm lagging. I'm sorry, man.
It could be like I say, man.
No.
we're all in
I
Ohio.
don't
Me,
mean to
you, and Joe's.
talk over you, dude. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's all right. I say me, you, and Joe's in Ohio. We got this windstorm going on, so I think all of our internet's kind of. I say we're lucky we're streaming, but yeah. When I came into this, I didn't really have plans to really do my own stream, you know. But the bigger these channels are getting, or not bigger the channels, but the more creators are coming. You got a lot of competition to get on shows as well, you know. So I find that to be like not so much it's not hard to network, but just fitting in that and finding people that's actually talk about comics. I mean,
It's
I've kind of run into the yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and I'm not, and like I say, I'm not the most political person, and a lot of these channels kind of go towards the political side, and I'm like, well, I can't really jump in and pitch a book on a
yeah, I
you
hear
know,
you.
in the middle of a fucking I feel like I'm an ass. Like, yeah, I'll jump in. And,
Are
I
you
think-
saying you don't want to elbow drop SJWs?
not saying that.
Are
We all
you
heard
telling
it.
me you don't want to
Shane
hit
is
an
pro
SJW
Yeah, I
with a
heard it.
V
I heard
trigger?
he's pro.
Man, just some of these people get so
SJW.
serious though. Like if I could
Yeah.
jump into a stream where like somebody's like talking wrestling, you know, it goes together, wrestling or just something, you know, everybody's having fun with. But some
Yeah,
of these people,
right.
man, they get like some crazy
Well, dude,
stuff. I'm
me-
like, shit.
Me and
I'm
you
like,
watch. We already watch comic books die, so it's not as heartbreaking to us as it was everyone else because we knew
Yeah.
it was dead in 2013. It took
Yeah.
everyone else losing their jobs and getting blacklisted, and you know, just books getting so terrible for it to occur to
Not only
them.
that,
So they were a little behind
we-
us.
We were there for the bubble crash, you know, when everything crashed down in the late '90s. You know, we were there for that. We saw what happened.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's not
Yeah.
too much of a shock for us. Like, yeah, it sucks, but it's not too much of a shock. It's like people in their 20s right now that are going through. It's like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. It's like, you know, yeah. Well, guess what? We're doing our own thing. Do your own thing.
Do your own thing.
yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
even the stuff
that's
like
crazy,
like
man.
I know everybody's kind of on the Star Wars kick right now. It seems like every week somebody has a new thing to bitch about with the Star Wars. But it's a
The
perfect
Mando.
example, man. Yeah, like look, every episode that comes out now, like man, people's like finding something to rip apart. I'm like, and the funny thing is, like, my beef with the show is not even like what people talk about half the time. I'm like, that's
Right.
kind of weird. Like I say, last week was the
My
baby frog or eating eggs.
The breastplate.
Yeah.
And the breastplate.
now this week's the breastplate. And I'm
Yeah.
like, fucking
It's side quest.
just enjoy it, man. Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand.
dude,
Like,
a fun show. Like I could watch it with my kids, dude. You know, it's a big budget show, and just didn't sit there with some popcorn, watch the show. You know.
Well, it's fantasy. I don't understand, because I saw where people's like trying to post, even like to try to defend it. They're like, well, here's armor, real life armor that the military women wear. I'm like, who fucking cares?
Yeah, but it's the same.
Star Wars.
Yeah, it's the same thing just for us as comic book creators, right? And readers. I mean, at the end of the day, we want to get on the show. We want to geek out. We want to have some fun. We want to talk about books. It's like, I mean, reality is in front of all of our faces. That's not what we get on here the show for. I want to talk about some cool stuff. I want to talk about something fantastical. Yeah. I want to talk about something awesome.
And I agree.
Exactly. I don't want to talk about the crap that's going on, the mundane. I don't need to go on a show for that.
Hey, John. Here's something totally awesome and totally not mundane at all. The biggest problem with Twitter is that mentally ill people are allowed to have opinions in public, and that's the okay. I'll leave it alone now. But
my whole the thing is also I want to talk about comics and all the nerd crap too, but I do also understand after a while you got to start talking about things because 80% nerd crap, 20% whatever. You got to include a little bit more because I was on a stream. What was it? Watching UnderdrawComics.net. They were on for 8 hours, and Corey was coloring a piece. For the 3.5 hours, they were talking about comic books. And then they started veering off about something else. They were joking around for 10 minutes in, and I guess somebody had just tuned in. They're like, don't you guys talk about comics anymore? And they were all laughing. They're like, we were just talking about, we're having an 8-hour stream of a guy coloring a page. So, you get it. You want to talk about, other things at some point. We're human. But, I love talking about, comic books and the industry and not so much the drama of it, but also we reminisce. We're older. We were back in my day, because it was better. It was just
but the industry has totally been revolutionized. I mean, I remember going with my mom to the drugstore and there was one spinner rack. And then they graduated to 2 spinner racks. That was a big deal because mom was going to get me 1, maybe 2 books. So I'm looking at every flipping book on the spinner rack, trying to figure out what I'm going to get, because this is life and death stuff I'm dealing with. I'm only taking 1 or 2 of these books with me, and then, the direct market, seeing that boom, we all saw that boom and then seeing it bust. But there was no lessons learned in the process. In fact,
no, not at all.
They came away from the bust, and for some reason, it's the gimmickry that caused the bust in the first place. So then the big 2 decided to up their gimmickry game.
Right.
So you're not bringing in anybody new. You're just, exasperating the folks that are already reading your book. But I'm just staying with it because you did something cool in 1984. And I'm just hoping and praying that you're going to come back and you're going to do something awesome. Just one more time.
Yeah.
Come on, Mighty Casey, don't strike out. Just one time, hit that damn thing.
Right?
Give me one. You keep selling me all these big events. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, granted, I saw the original of this event 20 years ago. But if you do it again, if you do the Crisis one more time, maybe you'll get it right. Please.
The next Identity Crisis will literally be about pronouns.
Yeah.
Right?
Tom King's Identity
That's the problem, man. A lot of
Crisis.
it's already been done so many times.
Yeah. Everything's been done to death. It's hard,
You
know.
can't
I was
really-
reading
I don't know. It's like that. What else can you do with Batman? What else can you do with Spider-Man?
You know what? I remember when the New Mutants came out, and the thing that was so cool when the New Mutants originally came out. Me and my boy looked at each other, and this is when comics, it wasn't cool to be a comic book guy. So we got the New Mutants book, and we're just like, man, we got our Generations X-Men. Because we started reading the X-Men, but they were already in 100 and something by the time we started reading the X-Men. We got number 1 of basically what is going to be the new X-Men, but nobody grows up. There's no progression. All they do is they keep bringing the same people back. But what a concept, man. If you actually, they'll never do it, but if you actually let stories progress, what What if my Batman was different than my son's Batman? Then that's interesting. And you're not crapping on everything that I have collected and I have bought. I had it when DC blew up their universe, and I had all this stuff, and I was like, so you're telling me that half this stuff that I collected, half this stuff that I love, that all of a sudden it's not even part of the canon anymore? Well, we don't know if Killing Joke's going to be part of the canon. We don't know. I was like, you know what? No, I'm done.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
at that point, I was like, it's
part
over.
canon. I make up my own canon. Screw everyone else.
Yeah.
Well,
Right?
my little world.
That's what's up, Jason.
My little world.
I kind of do the same thing, man. I'm finding that's a lot more common these days. Like I thought, I was one of the few people that did that. And I only realized how bad it was getting was when, I don't mean bad in like a negative way. I mean, for me personally, was when I would start to argue with someone about Transformers lore, not realizing I was arguing on things I dreamt up in my own brain that had no base and the reality that anyone else knew of. Yeah.
My lord.
And a lot of people are doing that now. They find the best part of something and they take the different pieces that are great and just kind of conceive ways to make it great as a whole. And it's almost like when a writer has to make filler. It's not that it's filler, it's just you got to come up with smart ways to connect your core events together that aren't weak and lame. And we see the outstretch of comic books or any certain thing that's got a lot of lore to it that's filled with inconsistencies or low points. And we say there's so many easy ways to fix this or to make it all cohesive. Like, why is this so hard for people to achieve that are supposed to be good writers or supposed to be this or that, when I, as some dumb that lives in Ohio, can figure this out with very little effort, honestly. Like it's not as hard as, and I'll hear other people's ideas too and be like, that's genius. Why can these guys, they're never going to have a chance on some of these characters because these characters are either going to die with these companies or they're going to get licensed out in a manner to where the way we want to treat them is just irrelevant. So,
well, not only that, a lot of people's agendas don't fit in with what's hip these days, so they're never going to get a shot at it, even though it's the right shot, even though it's the right idea, the right concept, and they never will because they don't fit a certain concept, a certain ideal, a certain way of thinking, and that, whatever, man.
Well, a good idea or quality is not played into that equation. They never say, "Oh, that's cool," or "That's good quality." There's going to be a checklist of stupid things, like Zach always said in the old days. He would pull out a Marvel comic to review, and he'd say, "All right, let's go through the checklist. Do we have the Burger King Kids Club of every racial group here? Check mark. Do we have our our Bull Dyke? Check mark. Do we have our you could just go down the list of stupid things, and it's like, okay, there's no story here. It's just all identity politics, and there's
appropriate body types.
It's just silly.
What's an appropriate body type, man?
And see, the thing,
how dare you even ask such a question, John Harvey?
Now you can call me Harvey.
I'm going to call you Harvey Pekar.
There you go. Maybe, you know what? That's going to be my new pseudonym.
Oh, hey.
No, but it's absurd. It's an absurdity. And the thing is, it's funny. Somebody was asking me about Spider-Man. And I was just like, well, listen. I said, Peter Parker is Spider-Man to me, and he's always going to be Spider-Man to me. He's a Spider-Man I grew up with. I don't really have any beef with Miles Morales. He's fine. I'm like, but Peter Parker is Spider-Man to me. That's just it. I'm just like, look, make, if you want to do something generational, that's fine. But it's just like, that's that, and you don't have to, if you want to do something, then make some new characters.
Well, nobody's going to pass Miles Morales to their kids. No one's going to pass that crap on. They're going to pass Peter Parker to their children. They're going to pass Clark Kent to their children. They're going to pass Bruce Wayne to their children. That's what they don't understand is we're adults now. And if we're going to go through the trouble to buy this stuff, we're going to buy the best parts of it. We've got kids, we've got homes, we've got a lot of other things that not only do we have to spend money on, but we've got a lot of other things we would rather spend money on than Miles Morales. So
and just make cool characters. Like I was just like, why? To me, turning Falcon into Captain America wasn't an upgrade. I'm like, Falcon is the Falcon. Just he's already a cool character. Just let him be the Falcon.
Yeah,
why does he have to become Captain America? I'm like, come on, that's weak. So basically, you're saying the Falcon sucked, and now you upgraded him to Captain America. I'm like, just it's just bad, And I'm just like, you don't know what to do with your own characters. You don't love your own characters, so I don't need to invest in them either. That's real simple.
No, Falcon was cool with the guns and the wings, dude. Like he didn't need the shield. I'm sorry.
One of the first things you learn in business, if you're going to have employees and all that, is you're told early on if the guy that owns the business doesn't care about the business, nobody else will either. In terms of employees, and that's 100% true. Because I've worked at places where the boss was never around, there was no oversight, and I'll be damned, we didn't screw off 24/7. And did terrible at our jobs. No one's going to care if the person that owns it doesn't care. And it's the exact same way for these comic book characters. If the people in charge and the editors at these companies don't care, then the guys below them are not going to care either. And neither are we. We're not going to buy it because we care even less than they do at that point.
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
You know what though? We've got answers. We've got solutions. Yes, we've got Absolute. We've got Butch Cleaver. We've got this Pantheon book that looks like it's going to blow my cock right off. We've got the Mothman. I mean, there's just a plethora of options, and it's good to see because I think we all kind of felt before CG, before there was a community that was sort of whole, you can feel a little bit like an outsider on this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think I'm the only guy left that cares. It's like, no, there's actually a good, maybe 5,000 to 10,000 people that still care enough.
That still care,
Yeah. And it's not a lot of people, but it's somewhere to start, in a country of 350 million, it's not good. But
comics
it's a way to build back up.
Comics weren't supposed to be a huge, gigantic thing. They were just supposed to be some kind of entertainment thing, get away for a while for kids, for the most part back in the day.
Yeah, they were cheap, basic entertainment. Yeah.
Yeah. And if if CG could make them cost effective, you know what we would do? We would make them cost effective because we actually want to do these. We care about this material. So we can't do shipping. We can't. We have to charge what we charge. We have to do what we do because of cost. If not, otherwise we would charge. I would easily charge $1.50 a book if I could get away with it. No problem, all day. If I could finance these and do that, wonderful. But that's what they were. They were never supposed to be this giant thing. And then you got movies coming out. You got nerd culture becoming cool culture, but not because it's not authentic nerd culture. And
that's not nerd culture. That's just
right.
That's the catch. Nerd culture should never be cool culture. It's fake if someone says it's cool. It's like, no, it's not. Let's be honest with ourselves.
It's not.
It's fun, but it's not cool.
No.
Well, a good thing with
can do nerd things, but
what people's doing now too with in Comicsgate and just indies, anyways. Yeah, we're charging more, $25 or whatnot, like you said, because we have to. But we're also kind of making up for it because. You got stuff like Absolute that's you're getting like 3 stickers and patches and extra art, which you don't usually get in a regular comic book. You can go to the comic book store, get a $4 comic, but that's all you're getting is a comic. There's nothing strategic or meaningful behind a lot of it. It was just something pumped out for that month, move on. Versus these projects that people are taking a whole year, dedicating their lives to, strategizing. How do we make backers care? Because you got to make them care. So, and you could tell, that's why you can't just come up with a kind of a half-assed story and just throw it out there. And, so there's that as well. That kind of helps make up the price differential.
Yeah.
Because imagine if you had all that stuff, in a Marvel or DC book, it's probably going to cost you about $20 at a store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, you got maybe 1 to 2 people, maybe 3 tops working on one book. If you're a Marvel, you got 20 people doing a book. So it's it's time, it's cost. So the dollars are justifiably there. But if we could get away with, shipping it for $1, you bet we would. It's we do what we do because we love it. Yeah, otherwise we wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's not like I made $3 million on this thing. You know what I mean? I'm still working a full-time job. So why did I do it? I love it, man. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mothman looks awesome too, man.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. This
Yeah,
book looks okay too. This Butch Cleaver one, it looks all right.
Yeah, it's there.
Oh no! Did we lose the? Okay.
Well, actually,
And I'm back.
How did I move up?
Did you just add the shirts, Matt?
Yeah, I just added the shirts. These ones right
Are
here.
the shirts new, Matt?
No, they're not. I actually printed some out about a year
I
ago.
don't remember seeing them.
Oh wow.
And I was doing this like little con circuit and doing some store signings, and COVID hit, so I have these shirts right here, and they're the first Butch Cleaver shirts. So I figured I'd put whatever I had inventory left on the campaign, and they're kind of cool because they got the front and they have a back logo on them too. So.
But did that say you had
If I
a
can find them
song
again,
by Death Metal?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Was that a song that you had also?
Oh yeah, that's a song that was created by Rot 10 Glory and Death Metal Hero.
Oh, Luke made that?
Yeah, they both made it, and Rot 10 made the video, and Luke made the music.
Nice, man.
I don't know what I'm gonna do in the next campaign. I might throw down on some vocals for the next one. I might get with my guitar player, or I might hit up Luke and them and see if they want to do something. Either way, though, I'm gonna do another song. I'm gonna do a song every campaign, hopefully.
Nice.
Dude, become an aggressive producer. Like, be really mean to Death Metal. Be like, listen here, dude. You need to start singing right before I come in there and punch you in the throat. Now get it right the first time. Go! And you just hit record and you just yell at him all day in the studio. Throw things at the wall and have shit fits.
Yeah,
does he have a comic?
You're good.
Death Metal Hero.
Does he have a comic?
Not yet.
I don't think he does.
He's working on it.
He's working on one, right, Jason?
Yeah, he's working on one.
Cool.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
I had a buddy.
bummer,
I did a little trailer back in the day for Butch Cleaver, but we never did anything with it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I want to do that. I want to put music out for everything. Hopefully, that would be fun.
That would be cool, man. So this is one of the things that I love about just the community. People are so creative and they do so much cool stuff that you otherwise wouldn't get exposed to. It's just cool.
Yeah,
I love it.
There's a lot of us that like other things, whether it be animation or music or just other creative endeavors. And I don't think we can help ourselves in terms of getting our fingers in it a little bit because we've all played around with some other things, so
yeah.
Dabble.
Like I played guitar since I was like 14, but at this point now, like I hear other people's music that I really want to use on things. I'm like, how am I going to make enough money someday to be able to afford to buy an Elvis song to use in the animation or something like that? Like it's like I used to dream of doing it all myself and making all my own music for things, but now I'm like, oh my god, I got to figure out how to afford songs from Devin Townsend and Slayer.
Yeah,
you got to.
Do you remember?
You got to do it yourself.
Me and Joe actually used to have concerts in my basement. We used to drive the neighbors up the fucking wall.
What are they mad at? They got a free concert.
I don't think it was legal technically. I think we had way more people than a fire marshal would allow. So there'd be nearly 100 people in a 3-bedroom house's basement and flowing out into the house and out into the yard, and we would just play shows in the basement. And Shane would tell people we've got this place we hold these gigs at, and these bands would show up from outside of our area and be like, "It's just your house?" I'm like, yeah, the basement's not an actual place; it's a literal basement.
I pissed off some punk rockers before.
They're like, we thought it was just called the basement.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how it turned out sometimes. But it was fun. I
Yep.
mean, everyone had a good time. Cops drove by constantly, and we just hoped for the best.
Like, where's that sound coming from? They're like looking down.
I still remember that really
I
shitty
mean-
band, Solitary Confinement. A little shitty.
Oh
asshole.
well, yeah, they were terrible. It's like it basically take a bar band that plays AC/DC. They play Enter Sandman by Metallica. That's the only Metallica song they play. Let's see. There's a few other like generic ass rock metal songs that everyone's been sick of hearing for 30 years. Just think of someone that covers like Nickelback and Seven Mary 3 and just all these songs where you're like, I don't want to hear any of this stuff. I've already heard it my whole life. I never want to hear Enter Sandman ever again. So
We got some good turnouts though. For I guess there's nothing really to do in town, so everybody just come to our house.
oh yeah, we did. It was
Yeah,
funny
I'll
too.
Better than the captive audience.
Well, there were metal kids, there were punker kids, there were scene kids, there was emos, there was it was the whole range because Shane would just kind of invite anyone that wanted to be there. So you would hear, all
Yeah.
ranges of music, and you'd see all these young folks that were just really willed to rock out. And I thought our groups were good, and some of the other groups that showed up were like trained fucking musicians. It made me feel like an idiot after a little while. I was like, oh no, these guys are like
Well, it's-
really good.
Well, it's funny because we get those out of town bands and they have like all like their professional gear. And I'm like, hey Joe, how are we gonna set this shit up in the basement? We figured it out, man.
Somehow squeezed the PA system. Actually, we got to a point where bands got tired of resetting up equipment, and we're like, can we just use one drum set? Because the dude that had the best drum set, we would just go with that and have him set up his set, and he was cool with it. Like things you would never hear about happening in real life. No one would say, yeah, we'll just use the other guy's equipment. Like that's pretty much unheard of because you know your own
Right.
stuff and you know how to set it
Yeah.
and make it work a certain way.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got to a point where it's like no one wants to stand around for 45 minutes waiting for one group of guys to take their shit apart and another group of guys to put their shit together. So we just
Yeah,
kind of
and the
met in the
audience
middle.
wasn't
And,
either.
yeah,
Yeah.
You got local people there. They don't want to watch you guys tear down. They hate it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I hated packing equipment and taking it over. So the minute I found out like Shane's drummer was going to have all his stuff there, I'm like, we're not even packing drums. Like there's no point. We're just going to use Chris's stuff and it'll be so much easier.
I think he still does like the punk rock stuff. I haven't talked to him
Well,
forever, but
Well, he's the only one of us that still looks the same as he did when he was like, in high school. So the rest
man,
of us all look like old people with haircuts and
his mohawk drove me
normal
insane.
homes.
Like, if you're gonna have a mohawk, fucking stand the thing up. I can't stand when people have like a mohawk and they don't stand it up half the time. It always drove me nuts.
That's
And
lazy.
he had like really curly hair, so he always this nappy ass thing just hanging up the side of his head.
He had a limp hawk.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like pubic hair on top of his head.
yeah.
I
I
used
was like,
to
"This
have
shit."
I used to have the long hair a couple times, but I cut
Yeah,
it off. Yeah, twice.
I had long hair.
Yeah. Yeah, I give it to the Locks of
You
Love.
look crazy with
Locks
your
of-
long hair though.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
man.
locks of love. That's a nice thing to donate the hair to.
Right?
Yeah, they wouldn't take mine because like I had bleached my hair like constantly. So my long long hair days, like my hair was virtually useless. Like nobody wanted that stuff. It was gross. So you don't give that to a kid with cancer. It's just disrespectful.
Even they turn it away. They're like, "Nah,
Yeah,
you keep
Like,
it."
like, is that kid wiping his butt with my hair? What's going on here, man?
yeah. Like give me that Matt Burke guy's hair. It looks normal and clean.
Well, I asked my daughter yesterday, I'm like, hey, daddy's going to grow his hair out long. She's like, no. And my wife's like, no, don't do it. I'm like, all right.
Hey, man, she has spoken.
Right? Yep.
If my wife told me not to, I might defy it just out of principle. But
The general principle.
if my daughter said not to do it, I'd be like, whatever you say, honey. So
Right?
it's
As you wish.
it's different with them. Yeah,
Yep.
they're allowed to boss me around. So
She said twice.
And
And
they
I threw it
do.
out twice. I was like,
That second one's coming up on you, Joe.
Yeah, I'm a couple weeks out, so
Oh, congratulations, man.
Congrats, man.
thank you.
Yeah. Hell
Thank
yeah.
you. It's all
Yeah, I just
very
had
very exciting.
I had my second one a year ago. So my son,
Okay.
he just turned one in September. So he's a big boy.
My oldest
See,
just turned 14.
Oh my goodness!
damn.
14.
I've got a 14, 11, and my daughter's 7. She runs everything.
Wow,
Oh,
dude.
man.
I just
you're-
borrow
you're-
kids. That's all I do. I borrow
Yeah,
kids for a while. I give them false love for a couple of years, and then they're gone.
And then you dump their mommy. Sorry, dude. I just put your business out there.
There's no shame. You know how hard it is to shame me.
Yeah, I do. I like to say that Shane's girlfriends all have expiration dates. They just don't know what they are. But we we know it. It's like you've got about 3 years, and then there's other ones where I'm like, oh, you might make it for 6 or 7. You're a good one. I'll stop.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
I just
Oh,
hope none of them
lost,
ever listen to this.
lost Jason. Did Jason say bye? I wouldn't pay attention.
He was probably roboting out. We
Yeah.
wouldn't have even known.
How's the
Jason, if you're listening, we appreciate you being here tonight, and we will push Absolute at the end of the show for you nonetheless.
Yes, good looking
there he is.
project.
He's back.
I'm glad
There
I
he is.
got it. There it is.
Yes.
Yeah, because like I said, it's
You
like
hear me?
last night.
Yeah, we hear you, man.
You guys see my Jason Bascom card?
Whoa.
Yeah, this is a
pretty cool.
wonderful thing to happen. Me closing out my.
He did a Bush Cleaver card.
Can't even
See
stream.
that?
Beautiful.
That's awesome, dude.
Hey, I'll be
Hell
right
yeah.
back, fellas.
I was lucky enough to have Jason do that for me.
That's a good looking card.
I got a lot of luck on my campaign. I got a lot of luck on my side.
Hey,
Thank
sometimes it's
goodness.
better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, and everybody's trip through the crowdfunding process is different. You know, some people
Yeah.
win, some people lose, some people get luck, some people get bad luck, some people get in between. I've had a lot of good luck and a lot of praying.
Hey, you know what? Believe that.
Yeah,
I got a lot of that too. But you know what? It's everyone. At the end of the day, it's also, I think, how you kind of present yourself and how you interact with folks.
yeah.
You know, if you're good to people, you know, the word gets out there. The word gets out there when you're delivering and when you're good to folks. You know, and it gets out otherwise as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted to be like the guy. Like if people are talking shit, I want them to be like talking good shit behind my back. You know what I mean? Because no matter what, people are gonna talk shit, whether it's good or bad, behind your back. But I want it to be the good shit, or at least, oh, he fulfilled on time,
Yeah,
or
I think
oh,
once you fulfill
or
also.
something. You know? Yeah. How's the Mothman doing, Shane?
I was about to bring up Sim finished the trading card for one
yeah.
of our stretch goals. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
which I forgot. I forgot to ask you, Matt, if you wanted me to put yours because you probably did a physical, right? You didn't do digital. You did physical art, right?
Yeah, I did. I did a physical.
Yeah. So if you want me to end up throwing it on the campaign for you and we can figure out something, let me know. I just totally forgot. Unless you want to keep the piece, then it's all you too.
Let's do it,
But if
man.
you're
Let's,
looking
throw it up on the, let's put it up on the campaign. Hell yeah.
What is this thing giving me?
Oh, we lost Jason again.
I'll do it. Yeah, so I mean, like he said, he's in Ohio as well. So we got like this weird storm thing going on right now. It's kind of died down here a little bit. I woke up, I was like, what the hell? I heard like rain hitting the side of my house. I'm like, all right, it's storming outside. Then it switched to the other side of the house. I'm like, when the
You're like, what's
tornado?
going on?
I'm like,
Man.
what's going on? And it's like
That's-
matter of like, minutes. I was like, I look outside,
Yeah.
there's like shit flying everywhere. I'm like, fuck. It's crazy. Oh,
I'm
Sorry,
back.
try to pull up. You're back. All right. Did you ever hear from Swinge is going to join us tonight? No Swinge.
No, I never heard back from him. I'll double check here real quick and
Okay.
see if he
Un
happened to
momento, por
message me.
favor.
Are you pulling up Mothman?
All right. I turned off my Wi-Fi. I'm going on my mobile data. We'll see how this works.
All right, cool. We can hear you.
Yeah. I'll see how well this.
I
works.
thought I had it in the. You guys continue to talk. Oh,
No, yeah, I'll talk about my wonderful technical issues here. Yeah, I was on my Wi-Fi, so hopefully my mobile data will work a little better. Right now, I'm not roboting. I don't hear you guys roboting, so we'll see as time goes by. I think that's kind of weird how my mobile data would be better than Wi-Fi, but anyway, yeah, that's my rant.
Yeah, you're coming through pretty good.
Yeah, you're good, man. You're good.
Yeah. Technology.
And now it's back.
We'll
Oh, there we go.
Oh
Look that
my
up on there.
God.
Dude,
Good Lord.
that's awesome.
We get to Shane O'Mac. Put it up on the page.
back out.
Oh,
See it.
Yeah,
oh
cool.
I never knew a moth could make me half stock.
There
Oh,
we go.
no.
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah, if you want to, let's put it up on there.
Tearing that venison up.
He's got to eat his venison steak.
Yeah, man. Wow.
I said,
Pure brutality.
might be a little too brutal, but I said, hey, Shane, is it cool if I put some gore in there? He said, okay. Something along those lines.
Hey, I mean,
It's pretty much
it,
like
it goes along with the
I
story.
told everybody, that I got to do something. Yeah, I gave everybody pretty much free range to design Mothman how they wanted to, color him how they wanted, all that good stuff. I wasn't too
So,
too
for
picky.
the 3 trading cards, do you want me to just do Mothman? Or do you want me to do like other characters?
Like other cryptic.
I don't know. Are there others?
Oh, did I lose him?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, I didn't. I mean, Mothman's
No.
fine. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I'll get those to you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Unfortunately. No.
I think I'm delaying on my side. I say, man.
See, I think it's
My internet's,
mine,
like, all over
too,
the place
so,
now.
Yeah, I don't know. Ohio. Hey, oh, where'd you go, Ohio?
OH. Come on. OH.
Am I? What?
Someone
What's that?
say IO. Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
Sorry,
I'm
leaving you
about to-
hanging, man.
I
Leaving you hanging.
There we go.
Ohio is where I'm from.
Ohio.
Why, oh, why, oh, why?
That was,
Did I
that
ever
was
leave
Little Bow
Ohio?
Wow for those that cared. But it's okay.
Walla Walla, Washington. Bugs Bunny.
What are you trying to pull up, Shane?
There we go.
Porn.
I shouldn't have
Yeah.
asked.
Some dirty, filthy acts caught on
How
camera.
did he know? There you go.
Pure smut.
Porn makes me sick.
I was going to show off that
Except when
Simon
I'm
piece.
watching it.
If I can find it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
makes me cry. Indeed.
It makes me cry. That would be funny if some guy like cried while he watched porno while he was spanked.
I'm just watching it and crying.
Yeah.
What's this? What am I looking? What's going on?
There you go.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
That's
I gotta
the
use it.
Simon piece that he
He
got.
needs to drive a little faster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm just saying.
I hate drawing games.
Send,
Yeah, that's the piece he just
some
got
quick
to
here.
me today. Yeah.
I know I'm not the only one that's asked this, but what is that? DDD on her shirt?
I have no idea,
To
to be
I'm
honest.
not sure. I mean,
Okay.
I know who DJD is, if that's what it says. DJD is a homosexual vampire from Florida.
What?
And
I think it says
He was-
DDD though.
Triple D.
Probably. Yeah, he's probably a little
Oh.
ode to my book Death. But there was a guy that ran around CG
Oh.
for a long time called DJD. Those
Uh-huh.
were that was like his screen name, and we would do streams. And this was like 3 years ago, but he always had this picture of Vampire Hunter D as his like screen icon.
Mhm.
And every time he would talk, like I just had it out for him. I couldn't help myself. I was always like, I always called him a gay vampire because he used it and he drove me nuts. But he was a good guy at heart. But I just used to pick on him relentlessly back in the day.
Yeah, man.
I think CG are gonna switch over to vampires pretty soon after the werewolf.
so?
In a few years, I have some vampire shit lined up too.
I mean, it's definitely horror is the thing right now.
Yeah, I
I've
love
got
horror.
so
man.
many horror books that are coming my way.
Probably because of the time that they launched too. A lot of us launched that Halloween kind of time.
Yeah,
I
That's true.
assume maybe.
Well, it's a
too, I
movie,
think.
right?
All right, stop showering.
Yeah, we all get inspired at similar times by similar things. I think it's odd how it pans out unintentionally that way. Like speaking of vampires, I was literally just listening to like some videos about Castlevania the other night, and I was like, oh my god, this game's used to freak me out so bad when I was a kid, despite being like 8-bit games. And I was like, I'd love to do just a Castlevania ripoff, like something
yeah.
that's solely 100% obvious ripoff. It's not sugar coated. It's a guy
Yeah.
that shows up to a castle. He fights his way through the castle and kills Dracula. End of story. Like there's no pre-stories. There's nothing deep about it. There's nothing
yeah,
emotional. There's no
love it.
heartthrob nonsense. It's literally just a giant graphic novel drawn kind of manga style with a guy just fighting through a castle and just endless hordes of demons and creatures. And
So
Is it-
awesome.
That's the
And then
great
the
thing.
game-
All those classic, movie monsters are all public domain, so you
Yeah.
can do it.
Yep,
Well,
Dracula.
people are always fascinated by this anyway, so that's one other reason why, no matter what, people are fascinated by vampires. They're fascinated by the undead. They're mesmerized by mummies. It's
Oh, yeah.
something that'll never die out. People will always be interested in those things. So that's probably also why there's a lot of books about that, because that's what people are into. People like that stuff because it's always a cool topic.
When I was a kid, I
It's
was
fun.
Yeah,
sorry.
it's fun.
go ahead.
When I was a kid,
No, he is sorry. He should
when,
be sorry. No, sorry. You should.
One
be
time
sorry.
at band
No, I'm
camp?
just kidding. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
My-
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say Abbott Costello meets the Wolfman and all those monster movies. Like
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like 4 or 5 when my grandpa and my dad and my uncle they introduced me to that. So that was like galvanized in my brain. So like when Graveyard Shift came out, and Howling Commandos and the Agents of Shade and all those Universal like team books, the monster books, I'm all about that. I love that stuff. I actually got one that I made up too. I won't say it now, but that's stuff that I've been into. You know what I mean? And I don't know what it is with the werewolves though. I'm back on the werewolf thing for the third time. I don't know. Like everybody's about the werewolves, and I love werewolves too. I've always loved them way more than vampires too, and I love vampires as well. But I don't know what it is, man. They got werewolf water or something. Oh wait, it's milk.
From teats.
Secreting from the teats.
Yes.
I keep wanting a Creature of the Black Lagoon like reboot, but they keep rebooting everything else besides that. I mean, I know it's not public domain. That's like the one thing. Like even I think Monster Squad had to call it Gilman or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Gilman. Bill
They could-
Paxton was gonna make it. Remember Bill Paxton?
Mhm.
He passed
Yeah.
away. He was gonna do a
Game
remake,
over,
but
man.
yeah.
That would have been cool.
Mm.
Bill Paxton.
That would go.
I'm gonna make my own version called Fish Gizzard.
Fish guts.
Yeah.
You guys ever see the movie The Nun? You guys see The Nun?
Why not?
No.
The Nun?
Yeah.
No, you guys saw The Nun. All right, Shane saw it. So
Yeah,
that movie
I
was
saw it.
heavily
Yeah.
influenced by Hammer and Castlevania. So go check it out, John. You're gonna see some
I will.
similarities in Castlevania. That was the last movie I seen in the theater. It's a fucking horror movie, but it was fun. I liked it. And I'm like, okay. And they left some stuff open for like sequels and stuff. You know what I mean? So if you like castles and monasteries and monsters and all that stuff, and oh man, yeah, I love those.
Called The Nun. Okay.
I checked out the last two Castlevania games were actually remakes of they rebooted the whole franchises. They're pretty cool, but they like combined modern folklore with like the Universal horror monsters. It was called like I forgot something of Shadows, but you're Dracula in the game. Out of all the 40 Castlevania games, whether it's American or Japanese, it's the first game where you're actually Dracula. Like in these two, it's called Lords of Shadow. That's what it is. But they're on PlayStation 3 and they're freaking awesome. And you're Dracula through the whole game in the second one. You get a blood whip, a blood dagger, a blood sword. I'll talk to you about it later, but oh man, it's phenomenal.
Ace, I will do that. I see your comment on the screen. I will sign you up, and I might just call the comic book Castlevania ripoff. I mean, it seems like it's already working.
Ripplevania, it ripples.
Yeah.
Tower of David.
Well, actually, I'll tell you what I really did want to call it because I like the Japanese name better, so I ripped off the Japanese name. I wanted to call it Onslaught Castle Satan.
That sounds pretty metal.
There you go.
Yeah, because the Japanese version was called it always had Demon Castle in the title, and I thought that was cool. It would be like blah 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 Demon Castle, and they would always give it these huge long like sentence long names like Moonlight upon the Demon Castle, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, good for you, Japan, but that won't fly here in the States. Like, we can't handle titles that long. But
right,
straight to the point.
It's gotta be one word now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
Let's
Attack
kinda-
on Titan's such a cool title that everyone
That's a cool.
you feel like you need something with impact, and that title had so much impact that it's going to be tough to beat them.
It hits.
I've been trying to
I
get
don't
back into some anime. I've been watching Demon Slayer. That one's pretty fucking good so far. So if anybody's got Crunchyroll or anything like that, check out Demon Slayer.
Is that right?
I watched Akira on loop for like a month once. I could not stop watching it over and over and over, and I was just like, "This is the most amazing animation I've ever seen." And I geek out to some Akira. Evangelion, the original first season. I'll watch that over quite a bit. I'll skip a few episodes because there's a few snoozers in there, but I love that show too. Those are probably my two all-time favorites.
Yeah, I saw Akira in the theater.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, and like I knew nothing about it, but it's like we gotta go see this. I'm just like, okay.
Right?
Like I'm like, oh, it's a cartoon? Cool. You know, I didn't know anything about anime at the time. My mind was just like,
they came out with a Vampire Hunter D book too, a comic book, and then they said they were gonna like make a sequel to it, and it never came out. It was crazy, but it was all right. I mean, it was a lot of what is it, the 3D model stuff, but it was I bought it anyway. I was just like, boop. I was ready for the next one. It's like I think I bought it one, and then they said like 6 months later the second book was gonna come out like in January, but it never came out. And this was like last year, dude.
Well, you never know. They might have ran into a hiccup on it. Was this an American thing or a Japanese thing?
It was an American thing.
Was it the IDW books?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's IDW, so the only thing they'll stick out is giving us terrible G.I. Joe and terrible Transformer comics till the end of time, and they should not be trusted with much of anything in the modern age. I believe the ones you're talking about got pretty good praise. I forget. I think I want to say it's one of the PlayStation or the Nintendo DS games. They went off of one of those characters, but it's still got good reviews, despite IDW being a shit heap most of the time.
The only book I like from IDW is Ragnarok by Walter Simonson.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying. If somebody doesn't like it, they probably have mental problems.
I think
That's my favorite book.
I think the new TMNT book's doing well, right? The Rohan,
Yeah,
last
Last Ronin.
Ronin, yeah, last
Last
Ronin.
yeah.
Look at that.
Rohan.
Sorry.
Yeah, that
Anybody figure
one's doing really well.
Did anybody figure out
awesome.
what turtle it was? That's last.
Looks like-
the last
Looks like Michelangelo or Leonardo. It's got to be Leonardo, dude.
I won't tell you.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
I know who it is, but I'm not saying that.
I haven't read it yet. I want to pick it up though. Everybody's got me like wanting to get it, so I'm gonna have to go get it.
Yes, I haven't watched anything or read anything Turtles for a while, but that actually looked pretty interesting.
I've never read anything Turtles. This will be my first Turtle book,
Oh wow.
and I fucking love the Turtles too. I had I had the Technodrome, I had the sewer set, I had the blimp, all that stuff as a kid. I loved the toys, and I was like heavily influenced by them. But I never read any of the books. I mean, I read the Eastman book, but I want to get the Bisley one that him and Bisley did back in the '90s. But this one looks cool, man. I saw the one your boy did the video for it. Looks pretty awesome.
Some of the older turtle stuff from the black and white days of
Eastman.
Turtles when it was basically still an unknown product. There weren't toys or movies or anything yet. Like a lot of those books are really cool because we got used to the cartoon Turtles, which I prefer that aesthetically because that's what I grew up on. But when I read the old comics, what I like about the old books is the Turtles they're kind of pricks, just like real teenagers would be. They're not really these happy-go-lucky characters. In fact, they have like interesting fighting tactics where they'll all eyeball like a triceratops space alien, and they'll discuss with each other like, okay, you go for the arms, or I'll go for the legs, and then Raph, you stab him in the stomach. Like they would try to dogpile, and you would just see them butcher and gore these other characters, and they were relentless and they were mean and cruel. And it was a lot more fun to read. Yeah, like the old school Turtles were not silly and fun and nice. They were mean little critters.
And it was the Daredevil ripoff too, or parody.
Oh,
sorry.
totally.
It
was a good ode. It was an ode to Daredevil.
Yeah, the new Turtles looks horrible though. That new cartoon. I don't know if it did well or not, but man, it looks so bad.
Yeah, it does look kind of. I don't know, man. I don't know, like because I give like every iteration like a little chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys, but that one I don't know. You guys,
the Jason Biggs one was good. Like where Jason Biggs and Sean Astin. Who else?
Yeah.
There's some big names on that last one. Yeah, that was good.
And it was hard too. That was like the third iteration, I think, and I was still like, that's all right. But then now it's just like, I don't know, dude. And then I'm still waiting for like a proper, Masters of the Universe, but they still haven't had anything. They did that reboot like 10 years ago where it had a massive like anime feel to it, where Shredder's like flipping all up in the air and he has like an origin story and everything. That was pretty cool, man. And they were gonna they're supposed to make a movie too. David Goyer, the guy that wrote The Crow and Blade and Batman Begins and the whole trilogy, he was supposed to do a Masters of the Universe reboot, but that never went to fruition, I guess. But man, I'd love to see a Masters of the Universe, like a modern retelling of that. I even love the Dolph Lundgren movie. I have it on Blu-ray.
Oh God, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum with you on that, but
I'm sorry. I like Frank Langella though. That Skeletor I love the way
my mind always goes to that little fucking like dwarf guy who like barbecue chicken.
Critter.
Billy Barty,
like the bucket. He's like barbecue chicken or whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah, Billy Barty. Yeah, that was horrible. I mean, you can't compare it to like what it could have been.
As a kid, I liked it. I mean, as a kid, I wasn't the biggest like.
I made it for like $10.
The minute they left He-Man World, I was out.
Yeah,
no thanks.
Yeah.
I do not want to see He-Man thrust into the modern age
Right.
for some goofy, retarded, happy-go-lucky adventure. That's not
Oh, yeah.
He-Man. It's I get it. It is what it is in its time, but I
Yeah.
have zero respect for it whatsoever. It's just a stain on Masters of the Universe's history, in my opinion. But
It is a stain.
I'm not as forgiving on some things as other people are. So
I agree with you too. I want to see like a modern one though, man. Like
I don't know,
brought to
but
life.
do you?
Not too modern.
mean,
Not too modern. But I mean,
Yeah.
like I want it like done the way it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like
dude, let
with all the-
Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson does a He-Man movie. I'm on board. 100%.
That'd be awesome.
Peter Jackson would be perfect, dude. And you know he
Yeah.
would respect it. He don't care, dude. He's living out on that island, New Zealand. You know,
Well,
he'll
imagine
do
how
it.
intense it would be. I mean, he would take it from a kid's product to something that's just so intense and so wild and so out there. Like, I would just give the guy free range. Like, look, retain the
Yeah.
aesthetic, but go nuts with the story. Make it an epic like you did Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Have you
look
guys
at
seen it?
look how bad the not Final Fantasy, just fantasy films in general, like just struggle. Like Peter
Yep.
Jackson's the only one that's really made, something close to Star Wars with fantasy. Everything
Yeah.
else, the World of Warcraft movie, I have it. I'm not the biggest World of Warcraft player or anything, so I don't know the lore, but I know it wasn't received very well even by the players. But it was okay.
I enjoyed it. I don't know
I've
the
heard
lore.
that was actually not that bad from a
I
few
enjoyed
people.
it.
I haven't seen it, but yeah.
I played Warcraft 1 and 2, and then I watched that movie. And I was just
No.
like, I skipped a whole like generation of movies or games, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
And I was like, it's okay. But I mean, like Peter Jackson for Masters of the Universe, I think would be
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
maybe Guillermo del Toro, maybe not. I don't know.
Mm.
Because
He's
he
more-
worked on the Hobbit. He worked on the Hobbit for like 4 years or 3 or 4 years, and then he bounced out of New Zealand. But yeah, I don't know, man. I seen some crazy ass designs online, like I showed you for Hellraiser. I seen some crazy ass. You guys have probably seen some stuff like concept art, like dark, like gritty, Masters of the Universe designs.
I don't know.
And
That-
Guillermo
I-
del
I-
Toro, you wouldn't want to make it into a horror movie. I mean, I think,
Or would you?
Or would you?
I don't know. I'd have to see it to tell you, to be honest with you. But
I'm
for
one
sure.
of those people where I definitely think like I get irritated when the source material in terms of look gets too far separated from the original,
yeah.
and when I hear film people say things like, "Well, you can't have Wolverine in yellow and blue," I'm like,
yeah, I don't like that.
"Why? Why
No.
not? Just
Yeah,
put
fuck
him
that.
in the yellow and blue. If your story's good, no one will
Yeah.
give a fuck if he's in yellow and blue. Just
Yeah.
do
Give
your
me-
job right." So,
Give me an hour. I'll go into a room and I'll come up with a reason for him to be yellow and blue. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
It'll fit the
It's-
story. Give me an hour. I'll figure it out.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
So
like
that-
in the X-Men Apocalypse, I mean, the Psylocke looked like Psylocke.
Yeah.
I thoroughly appreciated that, by the way.
In the Wolverine game, I have a Wolverine game, X-Men Origins Wolverine. I know the movie was cheeseball, but you get to see Wolverine and the Hugh Jackman in the suit. He gets it in the game, for PlayStation 3. And I'm just like, wow, dude, why didn't he do that? And then the X-Men, Wolverine, the Japanese one where he goes to Japan,
Yeah.
he gets the suit you guys know, and the special features. But they never
just
put it
wear a
on.
mask. Yeah. They never
Yeah.
put it on.
Yeah.
I mean, you justify it by saying, "Hey, it's a flight suit." There you go, and the mask is.
That's what I was. We was talking about the Mandalorian earlier, right? We was getting into kind of the boob topic.
Yeah.
I think for me, I think what's being overlooked with the Mandalorian is it's kind of like that Wolverine effect. At the end of the movie, we got to see the outfit, but then nothing went with it, right? I'm kind of wondering if the Mandalorian is going to go that route with its story, because like somebody asked me last night at work, they're like, "Did you watch the new Mandalorian?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he's all excited, and I wasn't. I was just like, "It was okay." He's like, "What?" He's like, "It had what's her face in it from Clone Wars," and I'm like.
Yeah.
But the bad thing about the Mandalorian, I just noticed it's doing a lot of Easter eggs, but the story's not really progressing. Like,
yeah,
okay,
that's my main beat too. It's all side.
Yeah, like-
quests.
like the last episode, okay, they introduce Boba Fett being back. It's like, okay, so maybe he's gonna try to get his armor back. Nope, we just go to the next episode. Oh, here's the other Mandalorians. Here's some more fan fan favor. Like, okay, are we going to see them go do their quest? No, just Mandalorian just keeps running into these people, which I get. It's fan service, but I'm hoping the Mandalorian can survive without the child. Everybody's so obsessed with the child. I just wonder if they're just going to play on this until it just doesn't have any more
it can
views.
it cannot survive without the child. Are you out of your mind? Of
Yeah.
course it can't. Baby Yoda is 99% of why people love it. It's fun because it's Star Wars brought back to feeling like Star Wars. But let's all be honest with ourselves here. No Baby Yoda would
Now,
be a problem.
If they turned it into an actual space western almost, a little even grittier, then maybe but they'd have to settle the Baby Yoda story first, and from the looks of it, they're never going to do that.
No,
Yeah, 'cause
Baby
now
Yoda's a
Yoda-
total cash cow.
Yeah,
he
next
ain't
episode
going
we're
nowhere.
looking at Ahsoka, right?
He's backpack Yoda, dude.
But yeah, we'll see Ahsoka probably next episode, and then she'll be like, "Hey, now you need to go here, then there, then that way, then this way." It's like, what the fuck are we doing with this Mandalorian? Like, is he just babysitting for the rest of his life?
Well, I mean, he's babysitting the eggs. He's babysitting the Yoda.
Yeah.
He's just a babysitting Mandalorian. But
Yeah.
they're gonna set milk on that show forever. I'm sorry, but I love that shit. I love that shit. I love seeing him going to little places and this fucking people like all over.
It's not that I don't like it.
Fisherman and stuff.
It's just like the first season left off with the guy and he had the black saber, right? And that's what the Mandalorians in this last episode are kind of after, that black saber, right? That's like their whole culture. But it's like, are we going to get more of that, or are we just getting like a glimpse of what could be? That's what I don't like.
You want to get it more, and then you want to scoot it, boot it. You want to move on to something else, but you want to get it now. That's what you want, huh?
Not now, but I'm hoping they do it though. Like I don't want it to be a comic book or a book sale. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to be like, oh, you want to see how Boba Fett came back? Here's 4 fucking issues of comics. I'm like, I fucking hate to do that shit.
It's gonna be at the very end. They put it in the beginning of the end of the first episode, so you know he's gonna be at the very end. He's gonna be in like episode, or I think they're gonna do probably 6 episodes. So he's probably gonna be in like. So he'll probably be in at the end of episode 6, slowly dwindling into 7. Then into 8, you're gonna get Boba.
Well, let's all be honest here, Shane. You're just a little Boba Fett hater.
Yeah. Yeah. Sasha Banks was in the last episode, I think. Wasn't it her?
Sasha Banks, the wrestler?
Yeah. Wasn't she in it?
I don't
She was
know.
one.
I didn't watch it.
I know that. I know Longmire's partner's like a big deal. That girl from Longmire was in there.
Is that who was? I don't know. The Mandalorian that didn't talk, the other chick. Looked like Sasha Banks to me. I'm like, is that fucking Sasha Banks?
I like Longmire. Sorry.
Sasha Banks is hot, so I'm fine with it if that's the
Yeah,
case.
yeah.
She's a beautiful human being.
Nothing wrong there.
I don't know.
Everyone's thinking about Sasha Banks now, and we all went through it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went quiet. We're like Sasha Banks in Mandalorian armor.
You got Gina, you got Sasha. Who else are they gonna add? The whole show's just it's going from like cute baby Yoda to like, hey, here's a bunch of cock tease. Have at it.
Dude, I went to Target the other day. They have like fucking 6 different Baby Yodas. And my kid's like, I want a Baby Yoda. I'm like, all right, well, you want that Yoda? You want that Yoda? You want that Yoda? I want that Yoda. I'm like, oh my God, there's so many fucking Baby Yodas.
They want all
Crazy,
the baby Yodas. It's Yoda
I went to
mania.
Disneyland. I went to Disneyland in January last year, like right before like the beer virus hit. And I went to Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get my kid a what's up, it's Phil. I'm gonna get my kid a pirate gun. You know what I mean?
Oh, hey.
And then I asked the Pirates of the Caribbean gift shop. I'm like, hey, dude, where's all the guns at? Oh, we don't sell guns no more. We don't sell guns at Disneyland. I'm like, oh man. I was gonna get a little shooter, a little Han Solo shooter. You know?
Yeah.
No guns at Disneyland because I had a Pirate of the Caribbean gun when I was a kid. You know?
Yeah,
a little
of course.
kitty cock bat. They go pop pop. But
Matt's
Get a
like, I'm
Pirates of
looking
the
to get a
Caribbean
9mm for my kid.
Yeah.
You guys telling me you don't sell ARs?
Come on, man.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
It's healthy. Get yourself like a get yourself a Peter Pan knife and a Han Solo gun at Disneyland, you're good to go. What's up, Phil?
What's up, man? Good to see
Cracking,
you.
baby.
How's everybody
What's
doing?
up on the Lost pages, man?
We're shipping out, man. We shipped out a few books yesterday, and we got more ready to go for tomorrow.
Nice.
So it's
I see you
coming.
boys.
I'm
I see you
looking
boys
forward
putting
to
in
that.
some work, man. You guys are putting in some work.
Yep. Yeah.
You and your
thanks,
bro.
guys. I was
Hell
just
yeah,
on the Doodle and Chill stream, and we did X-Men tonight. And here's my little X-Men doodle.
What you got?
Awesome, dude.
Nice, man.
Let me read it up for you.
That's a strong guy, huh?
Yep.
Strong guy, right?
Guido, yeah.
He definitely,
Strong
he
guy.
definitely skipped out on leg
abs he
day.
has.
That looks cool, man.
Strong
that in the
guy.
same-
That's
Is
right.
that in the same book you did the Butch Cleaver illustration?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. You got a book like me. I got a book too, where I'm putting all my little drawings in. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm no pro, so
Phil draws on notebook paper, and he knows it drives me fucking crazy.
I love it though, because when I was taking it and I was putting it into Photoshop and I was putting it in my behind the scenes futures, I was trying to just fucking replicate it, just get it perfectly in there. Oh man, I love it, and it's in there, dude. No, for reals, dude. Love it. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
Well, he's starting to draw good. That's why it depresses me that he's using a notebook. I'm like, dude,
No,
you're
he's-
drawing good. Use some white paper.
No, he draws good, and he's gonna keep drawing in a notebook too. That's gonna
I'm
be
doing
his
it.
That's gonna be his thing for like a minute.
yeah. I don't care what you
I
say.
know.
He's
Ball.
gonna put it on the campaign.
Next book is going to be all lined paper.
There you go, man.
That's awesome, dude.
So what's up with you guys? What have you been talking about?
All kinds
We're
of stuff,
talk-
dude.
We were
Sasha
talking
Banks.
shit on you, Phil, right before you got here. We are like,
You
fucking
had to
Phil
ruin it.
Diaz. That
Yeah, I
son
hope he
of
never.
a
I hope he
bitch.
never finds them pages. I don't want to see them pages.
Shit.
Keep them lost.
He
Hope
lost
mine gets lost in the mail.
I hope not.
No.
We're talking Mandalorian and Sasha Banks and her fine butt.
You have a nice butt.
Yeah.
Oh, of course she does. I mean, it's little, but it's still nice.
Yeah.
It's not as nice as a big butt, but it'll do. Agreed, Phil.
I
Phil.
guess.
Phil.
I don't know.
Wow.
There we go.
It's my ringtone. Yeah, Mandalorian boobs. What do you guys think about that?
For me to poop on.
Oh, is that in the new
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
I was the one complaining about other things besides the boobs. The boobs didn't bother me. I
Yeah,
mean,
Shane's fed up with fan service that doesn't go anywhere in story. He wants it to have to actually be there for a reason,
Yeah.
other than just to make Star Wars people happy.
Hey,
Yeah,
man, you don't know, man. It may pay off. You got to
It
Yeah.
might.
give them a little time to pay it off.
probably not, but yeah.
I'm just trying to like beam a little sunshine into your cloud. That's all I'm trying to do, bro.
I mean, it's cool that we're going to get, like I said, we're going to get a live Ahsoka next episode, but I assume maybe next episode. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
That'll be cool. Is that going to be Rosario Dawson?
Yep.
I don't know.
She'll show up for 20 seconds at the end, and then you'll never see her again the rest of the season.
Exactly. Like every other episode is
Shame.
going on.
Just for shame.
Hey, Jason's
Yeah.
here. What's up, Jason?
Yeah, hey. How's it going?
Yeah, today's
Okay.
his last day for his absolute.
Oh, shit.
Last day. Last
Absolute.
For alcohol.
Yeah.
Last chance. Romance.
Cheers for the absolute.
Thank you. Yeah.
Did pretty good, though, I think, for the first campaign, right?
Oh, heck yeah.
Well, like everybody else, I kind of got lucky. I had some very generous donations. So, yeah. So I'm hoping the next campaign does just as well. That's my goal. Because if I do just as well sales, excluding donations, then I'll be happy. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I have the pre-launch up for the 2 already, actually. So
You have it up right now?
Yeah, it's up. I'll send the link to Shane.
I didn't even know you had it up, man.
Yeah, you gotta
I
share
just-
that, man.
Yeah, I just put it up today.
Oh, man.
Before I jumped on here. Oh, where are you?
Oh, okay. I haven't been on the Twitter sphere. I'm on there as much as possible.
Well, no,
Maybe a
I
little
haven't
too much.
posted it on Twitter yet.
Oh, okay,
I wanna
that's fine.
close down before I post it on Twitter. But I said that too much. That's book one. That's not the right one. Never mind.
What time is it ending?
Whenever I close it today. So
Okay.
it could be 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning. I don't know.
Technically, that's tomorrow. But it's all good.
You know what? I don't need no sass. I don't need no sasser.
Well, it's 6:46.
My time goes by when I go to bed and when I wake up. That's what my time
That's what's
is.
up.
Yep, that's
There you go.
So
Wherever I lay roam.
wherever I may roam.
I did that for John.
All right, Shane, I'm gonna send you.
Yeah.
All right, there you
you
go.
send it in the
I
private
just sent-
chat. Oh, you put it
No,
in
no, no. I'm
private chat.
sending it on Twitter because I'm on my iPad. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah, I can't do anything.
You're fine. Give me
Can't do
like
anything
my
right.
internet shitty.
No, yeah.
Put it up.
So yeah, when's Lost Pages book 2 coming out?
Whoa.
Yeah. Let's get on it, man.
After Magic Cop 2. We're launching Magic Cop 2.
Oh yeah, that's
It's working Magic Cop 2 now, right?
Yeah. Brandon's got like 24 pages done already.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
How long is
Hell
it going to be this time?
We're hoping to make it a similar page number as the first one. I mean, the first one was like, 92 pages?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's 4 chapters. It's basically 4 issues. So, we're trying to get as much done as early as possible. So,
When are you trying to launch that?
hopefully either the end of next month or January sometime.
Okay, cool.
Definitely want to put the mailing list out soon. We're getting some pages colored right now. So I want maybe 4 pages colored for the mailing list because we're going to put together a pretty cool trailer. So
Nice.
yeah.
Get that Miami Vice feel.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I just did a narration of one of the pages, like I did, like what was in the page. And
Yeah, right.
It turned out okay.
People love that stuff.
Yeah, it's
Have you-
a 30-second tidbit.
Have you thought about hiring James Hetfield to do your narration?
Yeah.
Absolute.
Yeah.
That dude's from like 2 towns over from me, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's from Downey, California.
Hal Berry and James Keenan came out of Kent, Ohio.
Oh yeah, all kinds of weirdos come out of Ohio. It's great.
Yeah. Hometown proud. Yo.
Yep.
I hate Ohio.
We are the
Sucks.
center of the universe. Everything comes from the lonely little state of Ohio.
We're the taint of the universe.
What? How
Ohio.
dare you?
Hey,
Actually, well, wait. Is it a female taint though? Because that's
there's been nothing
kinda
else
cool.
to do besides to try to get.
It's genderless. It's a genderless.
Genderless. Oh no!
Here we go. Here we go.
Don't assume. that
Now
it's
I'm
genderless.
confused.
Yes. Do not assume.
Oh
that it's
no! Someone's gonna give Ohio a pronoun.
Them.
It.
Ohioans. Stupid.
Damn Ohioans.
Damn Ohioans. Michigan's
Ohioan.
got it right.
Up on the game today, Joe.
Michigan.
I never heard from you if we won or not.
Not talking about it.
Game. Look at the game.
It means we won.
Yay, go team.
I
So what
like.
you gotta do
I'm a
this
bang.
weekend?
I'm a Bengals fan, so I'm typically not happy on Sundays.
Oh no, brother.
Again.
Did I not send you anything, Shane? You seem lost. Are you there?
Shane's freezing. He's in carbon freeze mode.
Oh, okay.
You know why? I sent him worm virus.
That bad?
That was the wrong file. I'm sorry.
You're bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Oops. Didn't mean to send that one.
It wanted to freeze up on me.
Does Ohio have horrible internet connection or just Shane?
Does Ohio have
Is the wind still bad out there?
Yeah, we're getting brutalized by a storm all day today and tonight, and it's just making internet a total mess.
That's why I.
Well, we had like this giant
windstorm.
Giant windstorm. Yes, that's what he's actually saying. But yeah, there was a storm that came through, and now it's just mainly like wind. It's not like I've been through hurricane winds. Category 3 was the worst. So this is like a breeze, but it's still windy for up here.
Yeah, it was pretty windy over here too. And storms were crazy last night.
Oh yeah, you're only a few hours away. Right?
Yeah.
I was forgetting about that. Yeah. I've been to Chicago Comic-Con a few times.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, C2E2 is good. The old Chicago, when Wizard World was doing them like early 2000s, they were good. But
yeah, I think
Wizard World sucks now.
Yeah, Wizard World's terrible, man. They sell like black animals and everything. It's just weird.
One time I was at a Wizard World Comic Con, and I think I was dressed up as some gay shit or something. And I was walking past. Yeah. No, I was dressed up as Jason Blood. You guys know who Jason Blood is?
Negative.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, Jason Blood, Etrigan.
Yeah,
Etrigan, yeah.
The alter ego of Etrigan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Matt Damon. I remember. Yeah, Matt. The Bourne Identity.
I'm Matt Damon.
No. So only one guy knew who I was. Anyways, I was walking around. I was in like this turtleneck and I was looking real fly. And I had this white streak in my hair because Jason Blood's got a white streak in his hair. And I walked past this like geek speed dating table, and all the girls were like, "Hey, come do the speed dating thing. You should do the speed dating thing." And they wanted me. They probably wanted to bang or something, but I'm like, "No, baby, I got a girlfriend." So.
They're like, "Put your dick in us, Philip." Please, Philip.
That's pretty forward. Wow.
Yeah, I was at the same convention. They were begging for Phil to just slap their faces all over with his ding dong.
Joe was in line for Phil, actually.
Yeah. It was a weird day. I kept saying, "Come on, Phil, come join our dating party."
I regret it though.
Yeah.
That's the pre-launch right there for book 2. Yeah. You're welcome.
Awesome.
There we go.
There is. I mean, you don't have to play it. There's like a 30-second trailer, and then I added some new characters at the bottom. I made it pretty simple, straightforward. Most people just sign up anyway. They don't really do half the crap.
They better.
I'd play a trailer, but I could probably play right now with this.
No. Yeah, you're good. You don't need to. People can do that when they want to.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd put that up as a.
Now, how far are you in this? You said about halfway.
Yeah. The first chapter is done. It only needs to I need some editing in it, but it's written and everything. And so just the second chapter or second half of book 2 just needs to be drawn and written and edited, and then it's done.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
You want to have is Shay doing editing?
Oh yeah, I'm going to keep Shay. She did a great job on the last one. She was pretty true to characters. It didn't really change. She changed things, but she didn't change things. If you know what I mean. So it was she did really well. So yeah, I was happy.
Are you gonna go black and white on the book
Yeah,
again?
Chris, I wasn't
Oh, you know
prepared.
it.
Nice.
I wasn't prepared for this week, Chris. Leave me alone.
Fellas, I gotta go take care of some family stuff. I just wanted to say it was good talking to y'all. I hope everyone's books do
Hey,
great,
well.
and I'll talk to everyone again here soon.
Take care, my
Yeah, have a
man.
good night, man.
Yeah, you're good, man. I'd say we'll
Later, John.
probably wrap it up here in a minute, anyways.
Right
I'll
on.
talk to you
Have a
later,
good
man.
night, guys.
See you, Joe.
Later.
No, man, I'm
Yeah.
glad I was able to, get a hold of Absolute, man, because I totally forgot, bro.
No, hey, you're all good.
So many
man.
good
No worries,
projects.
man. Thank you. There,
No,
you know what? There's a lot.
course, bro.
There really is. I feel bad. I can't back the ones I want to half the time. It's just,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. There's so many good stuff.
So many.
Too many.
Yeah, there's so many.
It's an impossible amount of books to
Yeah,
back.
there's a there's a
Fucking
robot
possible.
book.
There's no way you could back them all.
What's the
What, Robert?
Robert.
Robert?
yeah,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
Bookie
it
Back.
ends
I
here.
got
Like,
that. I got that
Is
on the
it-
list too, bro.
Me
is
too.
that
He's
that
on my
his
list.
first 30 days ending?
Yes.
It's his first. So I think he's going to go for. I'm
Oh,
kind
I
of
hope he
gambling that
does.
he's going to go for a second 30.
He might
I
go
was
for a
worried.
second. It's his first 30.
That was weird.
Yeah, I think he for sure will. Yeah, it looks really good, dude. And that's done by one guy too.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I definitely want to back it. I think it only has 4 days. I was like, oh man. Huh?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Huh?
Very,
Mm.
I love the Western style.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's got
Yeah,
a Western
yeah.
steampunk,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. I like that kind of mashup.
Let's see this looks.
I agree.
Jason's back.
Ooh, look at that.
What you got there, man?
Little Gotham sketch cover.
He's got the magma.
It's a little
cool.
Gotham sketch cover. I'm gonna do it. It's
Sweet, dude.
Batman Who Laughs. The little Batman Who Laughs.
There you go.
That'd be fun.
This is launching soon, right, John?
All right.
Yeah,
the
launching
Magna,
on
One last
Tuesday,
time, real
brother.
quick.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I-
So,
Yeah.
hey, just with Magna, we're launching on Tuesday, so you'll have fun.
Gotta
It's
give you last-
it's part of
one last
the
pitch.
part of the same universe that Black Tiger is in. So for those of you that grab Black Tiger, you're going to see an expansion of the universe taking place in 1942. Our protagonist, Kari Skogsholm, she finds her world turned upside down when she learns that she's adopted. And this takes her on a pretty fantastic adventure from Tree City, Idaho to Finland, which is in the middle of German occupation, and to Asgard, where she finds herself in league with a conglomeration of the last of the mighty men of old, the last of the old gods, and got some from Aesir, some from the Olympians, some from the Egyptian pantheon, and some from the Chinese pantheon, and she finds herself in the middle of of them trying not to go extinct, and then she finds herself a linchpin as to whether they survive or not. So, would love for you guys to sign up. We're gonna launch this bad boy on Tuesday, and once again, just thanks to everybody in the community. This is just an awesome community.
Man, the art looks so cool, dude. I love the interiors.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. And I really wanted to go for just that kind of high fantasy kind of a feel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's the fantastical, man. I mean, you're up in the heavens, with these godmen,
Imperial gods.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna be talking about this on my channel Wednesday after you launch.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to
we'll
that.
talk about it more, but yeah, I'm a huge mythology fan, huge into the Greek mythology, so I love that stuff.
No. People who sign up for the pre-launch, is there like a sign-up incentive or something like that?
So right now, what I have for incentive is everyone will get a digital version for free, and I'm being compelled, I think, to make maybe a trading card. Like I said, I'm still learning from all you guys how to really do this thing well. So I'm paying attention to a lot of different. I mean, the Diaz brothers, you guys know how to do this thing. I pay attention to your campaigns. you know, and I'm just like, man, I need to up my game. I need to up my campaign game, you know, for real.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing as like we're learning as we go too. You know, the whole process of doing crowdfunding is experimental, and that's like, you know, it's a risk as well. So it can be risky, but it's really cool that it's a big experiment because you could try things that no one else has tried, and not really at a detriment to yourself if they fail. Like we had the Crimstone masks that we just threw out there on a whim, right?
Yeah.
If no one bought them, then we didn't have to spend any money to make them. But we sold 50 of them, so we could produce them and get them out to people.
Right.
So stuff like that, like little fun merch stuff, is possible. Like we are fortunate we have the means. We have a printer that we can print stuff like that. But yeah, it's all a big experiment for sure.
And that's so cool having your own printer. I mean, one of the challenges I have with Black Tiger, I mean, with, we moved. So when I started the project, I was actually living in California. And then by the time we were going to fulfillment, we had moved to Houston. But I was still working with my printer. And then kind of COVID went down, man, and just managing that whole process. And I realized there are people that use printers in China, so there's no real excuse, but it just got really extended. And the fulfillment, like we actually completed production on time. It was fulfillment that stopped us from getting books to people in people's hands on time. Yeah. So we're finally getting the hardcovers done, and just kind of reevaluating. And part of that is probably just going to be looking at printing options and just seeing who can deliver, on a timely basis. Because I figured, man, we got the production done, so we'll definitely get the printing done in a timely fashion, and the printing is actually what ended up taking forever.
Yeah, depending on who you use and stuff like that. I mean, we're doing Mix'em. Mix'em they're really good at it. Their turnaround time's awesome.
Yeah, I use Mix'em too. Yeah,
very great. What should I say? Customer service. Like you could talk to them at all times in the night, during the week, because they're 24 hours. So.
Okay. Writing that down.
Yeah, Mix'em.
Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah.
I'm going to mix them too. I already spoke with them like 2 days ago. They're awesome.
Yeah, I think a lot of CG actually is going Mix'em. Malin's going to be trying Mix'em also, and he was in Print Ninja before. I don't know who that Ethan uses, but he's going to stick with what he's got because
just Malin kind of got screwed on his printing for the second one, right? He was going Print Ninja, and he swore by them. He's like, show me a printer that has better prices than Print Ninja. And my brother and I didn't want to go with them. My brother was very adamant at finding printing in the U.S. because he's a super patriot. So we saw, I think it was Vinny was doing Mix'em first, and he was telling everybody about it. And then Adam Post told me about it. And we looked into it, and they're a UK-based company, but they have many printers in the US. So for Magic Hop, our stuff printed out of Maryland, I think.
Okay.
So when you talk to them, you'll most likely be talking to people in the UK.
Okay.
But all this stuff that we're going to be getting is printed in the US.
Yeah, I live in Ohio. I got my books in less than a week.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was insanely quick.
Yeah, they are quick, man.
Yeah, I talked to a guy. I was messing with some files, and sure enough, he was a British dude, and he picked up right away. And then I wanted to switch over like a glossy to like a cover, and he was like, "Okay, boom." He just handled it like that, and he sent it over, and within like a minute, it was done.
Yeah, I mean, and you could ask. Shane has one of my books, and they were printed from Mix'em, and they came out great. So. He can attest to quality of the print. So yeah. I was very happy.
Yeah, they do hardcover and all that stuff too.
Yeah, these books look great, man. I'm hoping I stay up late enough tonight and actually read it.
I got so many books I got to read, and that's not
me
just
too, man.
So, yeah.
I got a stack like 50 books.
That's going to be like my holiday reading.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm actually kind of looking forward to it now. I'm like, okay, cool. Because at first I was actually getting a little bit. I was like, man, these books are stacking up. I want to get to them. Like I'm now. It's gonna be my holiday reading. It's cool.
Yeah, I finished up a piece for the Kill Journal. I don't know what he's doing with it, but I'm going to work on some cards for Shane. Obviously I'm going to be working on my book, but I'm going to start reading some comics here to get cut down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
was watching the show. God, why is that brother's name
Wise
escaping me? Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb.
Yeah,
I
Kyung.
made Knucklebomb.
Yeah. I guess he was talking about using Print Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of like, I really wanted, I didn't want to go that route if possible. But
Well, you never know what they're doing in China. They might be shut down 1 week.
Right.
That's what screwed Malin. Holidays and then COVID and all that crap. Yeah.
All right, we're reaching that 2 hour mark. I think I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks, guys, for coming out, man, and chilling. I know I didn't have much material this week. I'm glad I got some guests.
Talking about we are the material, bro.
Yeah, true.
You got Phil on. You got a mountain of material. He's a giant.
Phil's everywhere. Phil. No, I'm glad you guys showed up.
There you go.
Quality art, amazing writer.
Yeah.
Where else? I mean,
And I love it. Just in the spiral pad or whatever. That's dope.
I love his face. It's so great.
Are you going to sell that on the next Eve's auction?
Yeah, maybe I'll take it to Ethan's auction. Yeah.
You should.
Nice.
That one's fantastic. I love that one.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, guys, make sure to check out Absolute. Tonight's the last night, so if anybody's watching, make sure
Better
you
get it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's like, how do you say? He started the second book. You don't want to miss the first one. Don't forget Lost Pages shipping out. So are you back
waiting
here?
for that.
You get Lost Pages.
I'm looking forward to that.
And Magna, The Last Pantheon. Sign up.
Yeah.
Get on that.
Nice.
And Butch Cleaver.
People.
You can still get that. And you just add shirts to the thing. So now you can get a Butch Cleaver shirt.
I know, man. He's
on
got
the
the swag.
Working on sketch cards or the sketch. So,
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait. What was the sketch thing? Let me see the sketch thing. What was the sketch?
oh, these are the head sketches for people. I'm working on these.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool, man.
Yep, and the Mothman. We want to talk to Matt. We're going to see about getting his piece on the tier as well. So if anybody wants to get Matt Burke's piece,
Nice.
put up there for yeah. All right, guys. Till next week. Have a good one.
Have a good night, everybody. Hail.
Night.
Hello, chat.
See ya.
I'm waiting.